Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be going over the NFL Week 4 games, who I think will win each game, and an update to the power rankings. This on another episode of... So starting off Week 5 of the NFL season, we got a Thursday night football game between the San Francisco 49ers, who are 3-1, against the LA Rams, who are also 3-1. And give me the Rams here. The Rams just won a great game against the now 3-1 Indianapolis Colts. They looked great in that game for the most part, and their offense is clicking on all cylinders. Now, the San Francisco 49ers are really banged up. Brock Purdy's questionable to play in this game. They have a lot of injuries all over that team, including but not limited to Kittle, Bosa, Brandon Ayuk's still missing. It is a very dire situation for San Francisco, so I'll give the Rams the win. Moving on to Sunday, we got the first London game of the year between the Minnesota Vikings, who are 2-2, up against the Cleveland Browns, who are 1-3. Now, give me the Vikings here. Honestly, Minnesota is an interesting team because Carson Wentz is currently their quarterback, and he's played one good game so far and one kind of bad game so far. It is an up and down ride. On the other hand, the Browns have had a very disastrous start to their season. They lost to the Lions last week. The Vikings also lost to the Steelers in Ireland, but it was closer. I'm going to give the Vikings a win here. Their defense is good, and as long as you get the better part of Carson Wentz, they can win this game. Next up, we got the 1-2-1 Dallas Cowboys. Yes, I said it. They have a tie going up against the New York Jets, who are 0-4. Now, here, give me Dallas. Their offense, even without CeeDee Lamb, looked really good against the Green Bay Packers last week, hence the tie. And the Jets blew it and lost to the Miami Dolphins, who were also without a single win heading into last week's. So I think Dallas gets a win here. It might be similar to the game against the Packers where both teams scored quite a bit, but I think the Cowboys get the win. Next up, we got the 1-3 New York Giants going up against the 0-4 New Orleans Saints. Now, honestly, I did not expect Jackson Dart to play as good as he did in his first game against the Chargers last week. That was a very big surprise when they upset. Yes, they are now without Malik Nabers, but thankfully for the Giants, Dart didn't really have enough time to get truly acquainted with throwing to all these receivers, so he doesn't necessarily have a tendency to throw to one more than the other. I think he'll have a good game here against the New Orleans Saints, who generally are pretty bad. They might have a good game here. There is a chance they win, but I'm going to give it to the Giants. Next up, we got the 1-3 Vegas Raiders going up against the 3-1 Indianapolis Colts. Now Las Vegas, they finally got Ashton Jennings going last week. He had a big game, but they still lost to the Chicago Bears. The Colts, they had the bad side of the Danny Derps experience where he threw two pretty bad picks, and they blew that game against the Rams. Now, I think the Colts bounce back and get the win here. I don't have all that much faith in Geno Smith at this point, and even though Jenny was really good last week, I do just favor the Colts on both sides of the ball. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins, who are 1-3, taking on the Carolina Panthers, who are also 1-3. Give me Miami here. Yes, they lost Tyreek Hill for the year, but they still got Waddle, Achane, and a bunch of other pieces. I think they'll still be competitive. I think they can beat the Panthers here, especially since the Panthers, outside of one game, have looked pretty pathetic. Next up, we got the 2-2 Denver Broncos taking on the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. Now, give me the Eagles here. Until they run into another good team, I'm just going to have to pick them by default because I don't think Denver can beat them. There's a chance. The Denver defense is really good, but I just don't think it's going to happen just yet. There's still reasons to be concerned about Philly. They almost lost to the Buccaneers last week. Denver blew out the hapless Bengals, so this could have the potential to be a good game, but I'm going to give it to Philly for now. Next up, we got the 1-3 Houston Texans taking on the 1-3 Baltimore Ravens. And oh boy, this prediction could be very wrong depending on whether Lamar Jackson is really hurt. If he's indeed hurt, I'm going with the Texans. That's my pick because I've seen nothing to disprove the fact that he is hurt as of the recording of this video. The Texans, while looking bad on offense, they still have a decently good defense that keeps them in games. They got the first one against the Titans last week. But if Lamar Jackson's hurt, that Ravens team, which is already riddled by injuries, you might as well call them the 49ers of the AFC. I just don't see how that team can beat the Texans. Next up, we got the 0-4 Tennessee Titans taking on the 2-2 Arizona Cardinals. Now, Arizona, they lost a close Thursday night football game against the Seahawks last week. Honestly, it came down to the wire. Could have went either way. Not too much blame to go around there for the Cardinals. The Titans lost another game to the Texans, and I think that's a pretty big indictment of their team's quality considering the Texans were winless heading into that game. I'm not sure if Tennessee can win this game. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. That's mostly because I just have no faith in Tennessee outside of Cam Ward. Next up, we got the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the 3-1 Seattle Seahawks. Now, give me the Seahawks here. They're at home. Their offense has looked very good with Kenneth Walker, Smith-Njigba, Sam Darnold, and even Cooper Kupp. I like what they're doing up there, and I think their defense is good enough to keep them in a game. I think it's going to be very close. It could go either way, especially with Baker Mayfield leading the Bucks, but give me the Seahawks here. I got to flip a coin every now and then. Next up, we got the 3-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 2-2 Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, it's going to be the Lions who win this. I don't think anything can save the Bengals at this point unless they somehow trade for a decently good quarterback. And it's going to be a blowout. The Lions will run the ball over them. Jahmyr Gibbs will have a field day. Amon-Ra will have a good day. Everyone on that Lions team is set up for success this week, and the Bengals are unfortunately going to fail horribly. Next up, we got the Washington Commanders, who are 2-2, taking on the 3-1 LA Chargers. Now, give me the Chargers here. Yes, Jayden Daniels will be back for the Commanders, hopefully. They lost an unfortunate game to the Falcons last week, and hopefully he's back, but they're still missing Terry McLaurin. Deebo Samuel's the lead receiver. There's a lot of issues there. And even though the Chargers did lose in embarrassing fashion to the New York Giants, I think the Chargers have the advantage here. They got a great run game with Amari Hampton, who's finally thundering down the field. Justin Herbert still looks like a decently good quarterback. They got a bunch of receivers who are very good. Among them, Quentin Johnson, who I never thought I'd say is a good receiver. And I give the Chargers the win. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, we got the 2-2 New England Patriots taking on the undefeated Buffalo Bills. And this game could be fun. It has the potential to be very fun. But I think the Bills are going to win. Unfortunately for the Patriots, I just don't have enough faith in them just yet in this season to say they could beat the Bills. But I think they'll make it fun. And to finish out the week, we got the 2-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 3-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. And give me an upset here. I'm going Jacksonville. They have been playing very well so far. Last week, they beat the 49ers. Yes, the 49ers were injured, but so are the Chiefs. So give me the Jaguars. I think they can win this as long as they play smart. And the Chiefs, yes, they beat the Ravens, but the Ravens are severely depleted at a lot of positions. So I got to give it to the Jags. Come on, Jacksonville. So with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.